What's up, everybody? Today we're going to be reacting to the dangerous truth of Jacob's Well. Stay tuned. You're not going to want to miss this one. Hello there. Hi, everybody, and welcome back to Dive Vibe. I'm Zach. I'm a technical rebreather instructor and a cave diver and former Army medic / CLS instructor. And today we're going to be reacting to a video called The Dangerous Truth of Jacob's Well. Now, I am from Texas, and I've been to Wimberley, where Jacob's Well is located. And this place is kind of legendary. Like, my mom swam there when she was a kid. But it is a cave dive site, and really, mostly it's a swimming hole for locals. But as you go deeper, eventually there's a cave in there. And today, we're going to check out a video about it. Now, you can't dive in Jacob's Well. It's not allowed, and it's actually gated off. But there are a couple of teams that are actively exploring Jacob's Well, or at least they were when I was living there. And from what I hear, it can be a pretty tricky cave. Cave diving is a dangerous sport. Everybody that participates in it knows that. When you cave dive, you accept that risk, and all that's explained to you in your cave diving course. So is Jacob's Well a dangerous place? No. Is it dangerous to go inside it? Of course it's dangerous, but, I mean, if you leave it alone, it's not going to jump out and grab you. So, if you're scared of it, just don't go in. But I'll let you decide for yourself. Let's check out the video. All right, here we go.
Located in Hayes County, Texas, about an hour
Home sweet home, baby.
Deep
in the heart of Texas.
Known as Jacob's Well. The well draws both those looking for some cool water to splash around in and adrenaline junkies willing to risk it all for the thrill of exploration. If you dive
This is Texas.
into the sinkhole, you'll find an underwater cave system whose siren song has led multiple divers to their deaths. According to Heather Alexander of the Houston Chronicle,
That's not there.
at least a dozen divers
It's definitely somewhere else.
to explore the cave system, which can be accessed at 100 feet down the sinkhole. Alexander spoke to Don Dibble, a diver local to Hayes County, who has assisted in searches for missing explorers in the cave system.
It's Sanctum.
Explaining why so many people have risked their lives at Jacob's Well, Dibble said, "It was the forbidden fruit, the allure of doing something dangerous."
All right. So, first of all, this place is extra dangerous because it's in Texas. And I don't know if you know this, but us Texans are crazy.
Patrick Swayze's Bodie put it in Point Break.
You want the ultimate, you gotta be willing to pay the ultimate price.
Hell yeah.
Unlike Bodie, though, there's nothing sexy about the tragedies at Jacob's Well. On September 9th, 1979,
What a way to say that.
California,
These people died.
for a dive
It was
It
unsexy.
was almost midnight, but as the group set up their tents, two of them, 20-year-old Kent Maupin and 21-year-old Mark Brashear, decided they wanted to squeeze in a quick dive before bed. Despite the late hour, there were
See,
other
that's what
divers
cave
inside
diving
who
looks like.
saw the two men descend to the depths of the well and maneuver themselves through the tight
Hell
opening
yeah.
to the cave's deepest chamber, which required them to take off their oxygen tanks and pull them in separately. It was reported that one of the divers who witnessed the two disappear into the chamber noted that the men didn't have backup lights.
I'm personally not a huge fan of
Said he attempted to get their attention by
freediving in caves.
but that they didn't acknowledge his warning. Neither man resurfaced. Rescue divers, including Don Dibble, spent weeks attempting to recover their bodies, but were unable to traverse
That looked like
the
Mexico.
passage that kept the men trapped at the bottom of Jacob's Well. After his efforts to recover Maupin and Brashear's
Next time I go back to Texas, I think I'm gonna have to check this place out.
to the cave system in an attempt to keep more people from
Even
risking
though
their lives.
I wouldn't be allowed to cave dive
However,
there.
in a subsequent dive to check on the barrier several months later, the grate had been removed and a note left that read, quote, "You can't keep us out."
Very
Maupin and
Texas.
Brashear are two
You
of the
won't
men
stop
who
us.
lost their lives in Jacob's Well. Maupin, at least, was an experienced diver who had been at it since he was 12 and was already a certified dive instructor. What about the well?
Independent doubles.
That it claims the lives of even experienced divers? In a 2001 article on Visit Wimberley, author Louis Bond laid out the various difficulties of navigating the cave system. In addition to extremely narrow passageways between the various chambers, Bond also refers to a, quote,
Oh,
"haunted
Jesus.
chamber," of which he says, "It appears to be a way out of the well, but has trapped at least one
What
diver."
is-
In deeper caverns, tight spaces combined with gravel and silt
Ooh.
flooring can make
Look at that flow.
visibility a major issue.
Look at that
Particularly
flow!
if divers aren't careful not to stir up the loose
Oh, this
Serious grate
no fin swimming is gonna make so much sense sooner.
divers from the temptation of exploring the dangerous depths of the well, but it didn't prevent 21-year-old diver Diego Adami from near catastrophe in 2015. Adami was doing a free dive and had descended to around 100 feet when one of his flippers came off,
Oh no.
reducing his mobility. With his adrenaline surging and his lungs screaming for oxygen, Adami made the decision to leave the lost piece of equipment and try to surface with just one flipper.
Oh, I've seen this video, I'm pretty sure.
Kicked in, and he managed to remain calm and focused. He surfaced just as his body began to run out of oxygen and avoided becoming another casualty.
Well,
of
thank
Jake as
God.
Well. Check out one of our newest videos right here. Plus,
All right. Okay. Okay, let's talk a little bit more about that. So, Jacob's Well, from what I understand, 100 feet down, and then there's a grate. If you have the key to the lock that has the grate closed off, then you go past it. And I'm really just pulling off of what I was told by the guys that are exploring this years ago. It's been a while since that conversation, so I'm forgetting little things. You'll have to forgive me. I believe there are 3 additional chambers beyond that, big chambers, and I think the restrictions are, they're supposed to be, one of them at least is supposed to be pretty darn hard, but I mean that's cave diving. Restrictions are a part of it, but it's a gnarly cave, and it's so gnarly in fact that they don't just let anybody go in there. You gotta have it locked. But why? There's so many caves in Florida and stuff like that where they don't do that, where you can get access. Why is this one locked off? Texans, I'm telling you, Texans, don't get mad at me, please. You know I'm right. You know I'm right. Texans are crazy, I swear. So they had to put this grate there because people were doing dumb stuff, and unfortunately, it led to some fatalities. But I have a story for you. I was working in the dive shop that I used to work at in Texas. And I had people come in and tell me fish stories all the time. That's what I call them. They come in and tell me dive stories about crazy stuff that had happened. But this one, I'm pretty sure was real. Because you just can't make up something like this. These 2 guys had gone to dive Lake Travis, which is, you know, I think it's like an hour or so away from Wimberley, where Jacob's Well is. And they were diving there, and this was before BCDs had become commonplace. Right? So one of the divers... This was a while ago, probably like the 70s or something. So one of the divers ran out of air and ended up making a CISA, an emergency ascent to the surface. And when he got there, he was unable to establish positive buoyancy because, well, he didn't have, you know, air to breathe in his tank, and he had no buoyancy. So he ended up dropping his gear, getting out with his buddy. They went to a dive shop, got more tanks, went back and got his gear, but they also bought buoyancy compensators, which is a great idea. Here's where the great ideas stop. Then they decided, hey, now that we've got these buoyancy compensators, let's go over to Jacob's Well and do a dive there. And these are just open water divers. This is when cave diving wasn't as well regulated as it is now. There weren't a whole lot of signs that said, hey, go no further. We don't want you to die. We care about you. Don't do it, man. You're gonna die. So they went there. Problem was, when they got there, they realized that they had forgotten their fins. Well, they drove all this way and they just bought these fancy new buoyancy compensators. They're not gonna not do the dive, right? Spoilers, they did the dive. And I can't stress this enough. If there's a reason for you to call the dive, call the dive. So they did this dive with no fins and hardly any experience at that point in their lives. And as you might guess, they caused a silt out and barely made it out alive. Did they run a guideline in? Nope. They just swam in. How they made it out? I don't know. It's been a while since I heard that story. But that is just crazy. And that is why Jacob's Well was shut off. Do I like that decision? No. I was living in Texas. I would have loved to have been able to drive 4 hours from my home in Houston and go cave diving. That would be amazing. But is that worth it with the potential fatalities? Who knows? Maybe there's a better way to regulate it. I don't know. I'm not that guy. Maybe you've got an idea. Let me know in the comments. Let me know how you feel about dive sites getting shut down because people perish there. Do you think it's fair to punish everybody else, or should we approach it from a different angle? Anyway, thanks so much for watching that video with me about my home state of Texas, of which there's not that many dive sites, but I've dove just about all of them. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe to Feed the Algorithm, and if you would like to support the channel, check out the description. You can get one of my t-shirts, or you could support me on Patreon, buy me a beer or whatever. Thanks for diving with me today, and I'll see you in the water.
Beat by Apollo, stop at New Apollos, cop a Henny sour, and I'm puffing Jack Sour, yeah.